All right, we rocking out. I did not mean to do that. It was actually the software. I guess that guy said this is the way we rocking out today. Let me see something. Let's get back to the point where we was at. Let's see if we can find it.
Meaning that's how in tuned and how aligned with the Clintons that the Kardashians were.
Whoa.
But mostly Godfather Michael now. No. I'm Michael now. Because I talked to Larry Jackson last night and he was like, good, all of they people eat with them. That's where with Hove. Y'all dealing with a different Jesus in the school where all the celebrities are paying for their kids to go.
Cell? I'm sorry. What did you
like
say?
So you can let everybody know from kids that was tattooing my kids. On TMZ, I just saw yesterday, they said, whoever, none of these niggas, all you fake hard niggas, fuck you. Hold on. Okay. All you fake hard family away. You already separated all my friends.
Let's continue.
I don't got no celebrity friends. Because when I was on TV, on Instagram saying, I don't know where my child is, and the Kardashians kidnapped my daughter in public, and I didn't have the address of my child, none of these niggas that want to say something
Travis
now.
gave you the address, though, right?
Travis gave me the address.
Right.
But as far as Meek Mills, Puff Daddy, whoever, none of these niggas, all you fake hard niggas, fuck you. Hold on. Okay. All you fake hard niggas, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck because you can't shoot nobody anyway. And the reason why you got to talk is because you did a deal, you fucking fed. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to come at me, because part of the deal for you to be able to do all that and get out of jail is that you promise that you're going to go pull my co-car. So y'all niggas shut the fuck up about me. Now let me say it calm. You niggas shut the fuck up about, you shut the fuck up.
Do y'all think that Kanye goes off the rails? Like, do y'all think that he get too hyped up to where he starts kind of like blacking out, and then he doesn't get reasonable about what it is that he's thinking about, right? Because he's only caught up in his own head right now when it's not necessarily based off of logic and reasoning. And this is why I tell guys all the time, yo, you can't move based off of emotion. You got to move based off of logic, because you can't be putting out all of her text messages and stuff like that on Instagram and then talking about how come you're not giving me the address to be able to come to the party. That's unrealistic and it's unreasonable.
About Michael.
Right.
I'm Michael now. Every Michael you can think of, but mostly Godfather Michael now. No. I'm Michael now. I'm Michael now. I am the richest.
Right. They say you're the richest black man in American history.
In history.
In American
history.
Can we make some noise for that? Goddamn it!
Is Ye the richest black guy in American history? Shout out to Infamous Ghost Money, says Kanye giving me Hassan Campbell vibes. Is he the richest guy in American? Is he the richest black man in American history? Somebody look that up for me, because I don't know. Is he the richest black guy in American history?
So I want y'all to run up on me.
No.
I want y'all to come kill me. No. I want you to smack me. No. I want you to do all the shit you rap about.
No.
All the shit you rap about. I want you to come do it now. Come down to this joint right now, please. Or otherwise, shut the fuck up unless you was there when the Kardashians kidnapped my kids. You understand? Now go and get y'all some motherfucking business while we go and get free. Because I'm Moses out here. You know what I'm saying? I watched the George Floyd documentary that Candace Owens put up. One of the things that his two roommates said was, they want a tall guy like me. They want a tall guy like me. And the day when he died, he said a prayer for, 8 minutes. Mm-hmm. He said a prayer for 8 minutes. They hit him with the fentanyl. If you look, the guy's knee wasn't even on his neck like that. When he said mama is his girlfriend. They said he screamed for his mama. Mama was his girlfriend. It's in the documentary. But something that hit me, that fucked me up when I was watching the documentary, and it said, they want a tall guy like me. When I looked at that image of him, this tall black dude with the bald head, he reminded me of somebody else. Who you think he reminded me of?
Virgil.
He reminded me of Virgil. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna cry in front of y'all, because that's how they get me, right?
Right.
But I know that we lost him.
I don't really know what Ye is saying right now, to be honest with y'all. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not really sure what he's getting at. Maybe this is my C student-ish kicking in, but I'm not really understanding what Ye is saying right now. Let me watch a little bit more just to make sure that I get everything.
And I know that this white company, Louis Vuitton, is now making statues of him, like as a martyr. And we don't know why exactly. We say it's cancer.
But I mean, all right. I want to be careful with this subject because.
Wait a second, but tell me, could you even really run this interview? Because Mav didn't run my interview.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They blocked me out. The Jewish media blocked me out. This shit lit, right? I'm lit, right? I'm lit.
Yeah. Yo, did they I'm guessing he's talking about Mav Hoffa. I'm guessing he's talking about Mav Hoffa that didn't even run the interview. Which, if somebody chooses to not run your interview, it's only one of two things that can really be what it is. Because Mav Hoffa not running, and I'm assuming he's talking about Mav Hoffa, the battle rapper. He got a really, really big podcast, right? If Mav decide that he don't want to run your podcast, it's because even Mav would be like, yo, listen, I know that this would be the biggest numbers that we've ever done, but then at the same time, I don't want to be in a position to where I'm getting my thing that I built up canceled. He's saying some stuff that he calling people out, and you start calling people out with this big of a platform, and you're the biggest black billionaire allegedly ever.
I'm lit. You know what I'm saying? JP Morgan, I put $140 million into JP Morgan, and they treated me like shit. So if JP Morgan Chase is treating me like that, how they treating the rest of y'all?
That's outrageous, yeah.
And this murderers with Chase accounts.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I am outraged. By the time people they want to calm it down.
Because no matter what, you didn't break no law.
I didn't break a law. I didn't break a law.
The bank shouldn't be a judge or jury on anything that's going on.
But this is it's like a social contract. Candace Owens has a word for it, I'm forgetting. But it's basically like they told Candace Owens she couldn't hang out with me. You know, I'm here because I didn't have no outlet. I was on Tucker Carlson, right? And people, Trump supporters, they think it's so, you know, they think it's nice that a black guy supports Trump. But it's like, would they really support me when I do? Because they said legally I'm not allowed to say what's happening in 2024. But all those people that love me when I run against, when I wore the hat, right? Would they support me? I got to say something about the hat. That's one of the things that really drove me to the edge.
Talking about the MAGA hat.
The MAGA hat. Right? Imagine your own wife telling you, oh, the hat's small dick energy. Meanwhile, the Clintons got them trying to get people to get vaccinated.
Wait. So how long? Because this begs the question about the vetting process. For me, this is beyond politics. This is also taking into consideration every single thing that's going on that then determines how it is that we can start to have conversations effectively, right? Because his chick is saying, nah. And then I seen a clip where he says something about her being tied into the Clintons and stuff like that. If your own chick don't even align with you and is going against you, what does that say about the vetting process? Honestly, what does that say about the vetting process? His own chick, listen, let's continue.
I know somebody, I'm not going to say his name, where Kim and Chris got on the phone with them trying to get them to push the vaccination to black people. Meaning that's...
All right, let me go ahead and fast forward, because anytime you start talking about, I'm not yet. I am certainly not yet. Big Ben says, Anton, he's saying that the cop didn't kill George Floyd with his knee on his neck. The fentanyl killed him. I got what he's saying. I got exactly what he's saying. Let me fast forward a little bit.
My name Ali. If I change my name, you respect that I changed my name. It shows you the level of disrespect. Every time they say one of my outfits are bizarre. When the last time you read a headline and they called me a billionaire? For 3 years, Forbes wouldn't say I was a billionaire. It's all to diminish me so y'all wouldn't listen to me. So say when I did the Ye and Drake show, right? It's so funny, I look up and it said Ye, DRK right there. But I look. It's just a similarity to it.
Like me?
Yeah, absolutely. Gemini dyslexic, left-handed, made to be right-handed, so I could fit in.
Okay. All right. That's me. All right. Continue. All right. I'm gonna take another shot. I'm gonna be honest. This is a lot. This is a lot. I'm gonna be honest.
Only the do say.
Yeah. Okay. Only the do say. This is beautiful.
Yo, think about like Nike. Nike is
they edited
as
some
popular
stuff.
as
You could tell they're editing some stuff in order to modify it, in order to make sure that they can continue to air this interview. They chopping it up and they clipping it out because I wonder how many people are getting mad and offended at what's being communicated in this interview. He's saying that people is diminishing him. He's saying that he a billionaire and he's still being diminished. He's saying that is Ye strong enough and big enough to be able to have these conversations? If we just talking about it objectively, is Ye big enough to genuinely be able to have these conversations and say what he want to say when he want to say it? I'm gonna drop the link in the chat for y'all to be able to come up and have these conversations because I'm not sure if I want to slice this up and do these all week.
But it's company number 321. Apple's number one. Nike's on defense. It's not on offense.
Whoa.
Right? Because niggas love Nike. Right? So Nike is used for political influence because it's not about the money you make. It's about the position you have. So when they signed me to Gap, it wasn't to raise a stock price. It was to be able to be like, to tell the Fortune 500 companies that do deals with China, to tell them, hey, Gap has influence in the underserved communities.
Right.
That was what the deal was about.
So basically, he's saying that he was a pawn. He's saying that he was a pawn. I'm going to drop the link in the chat for y'all to be able to cam up and have this conversation with me. Do y'all believe that Ye was a pawn? Hold on. Let me turn it on. I'm on. We on. Do y'all believe that Ye was a pawn? Do y'all believe that Ye is spilling too much information? I'm curious as to what y'all thoughts are. Let me wait for y'all to cam up.
The girl part, not you.
The same reason why I was in a Kardashian situation. So you would feel.
But hold on, let me ask you something because as a person that when we first seen the Gap deal, right?
Yeah.
We understand that rich motherfuckers ain't going in the Gap, but you know what? They was going in the Gap because of you, and it was going and it said powered by Balenciaga. But then you walk into the store, and then there's these clothes that's just on the floor. Is that degrading to somebody that's rich that want to come in there and support you?
We should degrade the rich. Everybody is dirt. Everybody on the same level beneath God, because we'll hop over.
That was all. I wasn't very good.
You know, we'll walk over a homeless person to get to the Gucci store.
Terrible.
Ray Kurzweil said a utopia is possible where we're led by the least noble and the greediest people. I brought the head designer of Balenciaga, the greatest designer on our planet today, Dimna. Dimna is the Ye of clothing. Dimna is the Drake of clothing.
That's all, sir.
What up, though?
Drake is the greatest rapper ever.
And you said,
and I don't apologize about it.
You said in war he'll fuck your baby's mother's mother?
Yeah, that was hard. that was hard.
I've been saying this for a while now. Drake has been controlling the rap game for well over a decade. Ye be spitting. Ye is saying some of the most controversial things ever. Yo, I might have my people do a live stream tonight on a lot of this stuff.
Yo, and you watched the whole interview yet?
I have not. I'm watching it live for the first time, along with y'all.
Dang.
Wow, what do you think about what's happening? What do you think about what's being said here? What do you think about what's being said here?
Yeah, with this situation, I feel like he was doing a lot of covert speaking. And I
Wasn't
don't even
covert.
want
He
to.
was saying it directly.
I mean, he in the interview he spoke on how he was placed in a marriage. Like just the vernacular and the language that was being
Is
used
that
was very
later
like
on in the interview that he's talking about that?
yeah, he was talking about the Kardashians, their tie to the Clintons and how they were asked to be more influential in the black community, and that's when he came into play. So he speaks on
But that's
it,
not what
it
he
sounds like
said. That's not what he said before he married him. He said that he had
right,
always
and
been
that's why
chasing him, and he had been practicing on people that looked just like her.
hmm and that's why I feel like it's a lot of you're gonna hear a lot of speech patterns from him throughout this interview that seem contradictory, and I really feel like somebody even in comment section said it's like a a stream of thought that he's just vomiting out. It's like he can't stick to one stream of thought because all of them is jumbled together, and they do that with a lot of the celebrities and the puppets and things. But again, I don't want to get into that aspect of it. I want to keep it on the vernacular that he's using and how we dissect it, because everybody's talking about this comment he made about George Floyd, and now there's a possible lawsuit going
So,
on, and it's like,
so with all of the different things that he said, the only thing that people can focus on is what he said about George Floyd.
and that's my problem.
Not
That's my
saying that we
problem. Is
can't
that
talk
a lot
about what
of
he
things.
said about George Floyd, but I'm saying is that the only thing that we only supposed to talk about.
I mean, just because it's on No Jumper in the Shade Room about that, I think that that's just where it's being directed. Again, he even in the interview he talked about how the narrative was supposed to be that Ye is against black people, and now the narrative he comes over here, and now the narrative is wait, hold on, Ye said something anti-Semitic. Now it's he's saying no, we can't be anti-Semitic because we're the real Jews. Like it's like narrative to narrative. It's a fight against it's a war on our freedom of speech, and he's just simply fighting back. So now you have it where what what they want him to be the enemy for, he's shifting. It's like a chess, it's really chess in real time. Like he's shifting the attention from what you wanted it to be on. So now how we looking at it today, like, oh, they're focused on George Floyd. Who knows what platform he gonna go on tomorrow and say what on? And again, it's all the distraction, bro. But when we when we look at exactly what was said, it was a lot deeper than George Floyd. Like Nori had to say, "Yo, whoa, bro, stop talking about the Jews, bro." He literally had to say, "Yo, bro, leave them alone." Like that's how many times this man was bringing up the Zionist agenda. That's how many times this man was bringing up a lot of key hitting shit that we should be paying attention to. But what they're gonna shift it to is, yo, he said this about George Floyd. How y'all feel about that? Like, and it's a dying narrative too, because that whole we already spoke about the Black Lives Matter shit. Like, yo, people even in your circle, they felt duped. You get what I'm saying? And this was somebody who had to go on ahead and put that White Lives Matter cape on in the sense of, yo, this is gonna bring attention to this. So this is what I'm doing. It's fucked up. Yeah, and I didn't mean he even said it in the interview. I didn't mean to hurt nobody. Like, but the fact that it hurt that I put that shirt on means that y'all love me. And if y'all really love me, listen to what I'm saying. Like it's a lot of contradictory shit, man. But I think if you listen to the vernacular and really piece together what he was trying to say, you'll get a whole different light from what the shade rooms and the no jumpers is trying to show about this George Floyd comment, man. Like that shit was not that shit is minuscule to the rest of the shit that he was saying. Like the most that I could say like he crossed the line on saying was, yo, they didn't even have their knee on his neck like that. Like when he said that shit hit every time. Like, oh, damn, bro, he really said that shit. But that's really the only thing I could see like that really hurt people. Like, damn, bro, you really gonna say they didn't have their neck on his knee, like they didn't have their knee on his neck like that? It just sounds very insensitive, and that's where I think they getting dragged into this whole narrative about, oh yes, it may be a possible lawsuit and shit. But I I would advise you to watch the entire interview, like as you're doing before jumping into the narratives that they're trying to spin, bro.
Hmm. What are
That's
your
my take.
thoughts, Daryl?
For me, I think the interview was fire. I'm not even gonna lie. I think it's gonna go down as probably the best Kanye interview to date because outside of what bro was saying, he was interrupted about the Jews part. They didn't interrupt him normally. They allowed him to speak his mind freely. And truth be told, I don't think he should have been stopped on none of those points, bro. And including the George Floyd one, because a lot of people also felt that way. I'm not saying that I felt that way about George Floyd. I'm not saying that it wasn't insensitive, but there was half the country that felt that same way. And about the White Lives Matter shirt, when he spoke on that, after he said what he said, I'm thinking he a genius because like he's speaking on important stuff, like when he spoke about that dude Pete being around his kids and stuff, right? All that's important stuff, but they focused on the stuff that they can hate him on. And I think that for me, this interview was refreshing, bro. To see him not be an asshole, to see him actually just talk about what he want to talk about, it was refreshing. I genuinely loved it.
What do you think, Fred?
I haven't watched the whole thing yet, but I know Ye. I mean, I feel like it's good though, man. That like somebody saying stuff, saying what, especially the stuff he's saying, because a lot of cats, especially like rappers, them niggas is hoes. They not gonna say nothing. They just gonna keep getting their money and dancing, bruh. They buck dancing.
I just got a
They buck dancing for
message.
dollars.
I just got a
They're
message
not
in
gonna.
my
They're not gonna.
email.
They're not gonna. They're gonna just do. They're gonna take what's given to them, man. They're not gonna. They're not, and they're not gonna check these niggas. Be like, you know what I'm saying? That's
So
why,
I
you
just
can't
got
have
an email.
niggas like Ye. Like I knew he was a nigga like me, because I'm the type of nigga like when if you do try to do me wrong, bro, I'm gonna check you. I'm gonna come see you in face, cause like people like they try to send me a message, like it's like nowadays like we got this like Twitter, email, text, like type of like people feel like they can like say what they want, like talk to you disrespectfully, get crazy on a text or on an email or like on Twitter or whatever. But like, yo, when you see me be like, yo, keep the same energy. You know what I'm saying? And like I see Kanye, he's still saying the same shit. Like, so I mean, as long as he keep the same energy, man, like that one bank not want his money, like, so what? That shit don't matter. But like Ye, like to me, like Ye, when he got did what he got did to him at Nike, he should have known not to mess with them, man. And boy got enough bread to where he could get his own factory. He doesn't need to deal with these people. Like he just don't. I feel like Ye don't have a right team. I think he got a bunch of yes men, whack niggas on his squad.
So what do y'all think about this? I'm actually changing the name of this stream. Yay! I don't know. What do y'all know about Parler? Y'all know
Harlem.
What?
anything? Y'all know anything about Parler?
Nah.
Parler?
So I do. I got an account for Parler, and Parler is actually a social media platform. Okay. I just got a news briefing in my inbox of saying that he buying Parler.
You heard that too?
I just got it.
Yeah. All right. You should have
The
told me
dating
that
site?
shit. Yeah.
Huh?
What kind of site is that? I thought that was like isn't Parler just like a it's not a dating site, but you can go on and you
It's
just
a
meet people. It's like
conservative social media site.
oh
Is
okay,
it
okay,
like
okay.
the Twitter?
I think so.
So so he's trying to go neck and neck with Elon on this
He's
social
saying
media
since
space.
I
Like,
guess he's saying since they gonna censor me, then I'm gonna buy my own platform. What do y'all think about
Again,
that?
As he
that's some
should
genius
though.
shit. Yeah, that's some genius shit.
Yo,
As
that's
he
pretty
should.
crazy, bro.
I
That's
mean,
pretty crazy.
He
after
should buy his own
I mean, it
thing.
makes more sense if you listen to what he was saying and what he was asking of the people
I'm
that
about to change the cover
that
photo.
support him. You get what I'm saying? He was basically saying like, when it comes to us, we need to be the new black banks. Like they was even trying to tell him like, yo, Killer Mike got a black bank out there that you can invest in. He's like, oh word. Look at that. This is our superpower, communication. Because now that I know that, that just cuts out how many other people who would want to take from us when it comes down to you giving me the information through communication. Now here we are, like, elevating each other. You know what I'm saying? But if we just all like not trying to hear each other and just trying to shut off, like write somebody off as a bad check, like that communication gets cut off, and then we're only listening to the, oh, Kanye said this about George Floyd. But
Yo,
now
this is
you have more
crazy.
Well,
context.
but he didn't state anything wrong about the George Floyd thing. And I think you, brother, with the hoodie on, said that. I mean, if you guys watched the trial, which I'm hoping most of you guys did, the state actually abandoned the whole knee on the neck approach, and they changed it because the evidence showed that he did not have his knee on
I
his
ain't
neck.
unlocked that door yet.
And also, the thing he said about the fentanyl, that was accurate too. Now, I mean, it'd be
You gonna
speculated
unlock
as
that
to
door,
what
Shorty?
he actually died from.
Hey,
Can you hear me?
mute yourself, rap boy.
What up?
Can you
Go
hear me?
ahead.
Am I coming in clear?
Go ahead. No, I can hear you
Okay.
great.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's a lot of things that, again, Kanye is always going to be seen as the crazy, outrageous guy, whatever, because of, the things he says. Because, I mean, but he's Kanye, and he says the thing that no one else dare say. And that's always been throughout the first thing to do is to make somebody crazy. Remember, they did the same thing to Dave Chappelle. When the Dave Chappelle wasn't playing the role they wanted him to play, he was crazy. And the easiest person to call crazy is a black man, especially a successful black man. He already knew how this was gonna come once he said something about people from Israel. So he's talking about people from Israel. Hey, they literally kicked this man. He said he had what, Anton, 140 mil in a bank in Chase, right? 140 mil in
And
Chase, and
Chase
Chase kicked
Bank.
him up out of
Yep.
there.
Yep.
Yeah. So this a bit yeah, and you know what I'm saying, and they just coming to show you, man, just how much and how serious it is when it comes to, if you don't play by the rules, what they're willing to do to get you up out of there.
That's crazy. He literally just agreed to buy a social media network. Let me get the police on here real quick. Give me a second. What's going on, Diesel? Can you hear me,
What's good
Diesel?
with you, Anton?
Chilling, man. Just on here trying to figure this out. Kanye apparently just bought Parler.
Yeah, I heard y'all talking about let me put my windows up. I heard y'all talking about George Floyd and stuff. And I'm glad that my man under me came on before me, because he said the exact same thing that I was gonna say. It was like, everybody is going off of what was said before the trial, all the truth and the facts came out. And
Hmm.
now that all the facts have come out, now what are we saying now? You know what I'm saying?
I agree. I mean, but you know what? That's not the thing that was really talked about and celebrated as much, right?
Right.
Um, it's just as much coverage was not given to that as it was given to everything else.
Well, see, and the problem is that a lot of people are still reluctant to see how the media dictates our perspective on society.
Yeah, I agree. I
You know what
agree.
I'm saying? Because why would they come out and say that this dirty cop killed this black man, and then say, oh no, we were wrong, he didn't actually do it?
Well, he already convicted now.
Right, right. But the conviction comes off of him being reluctant to do his actually duty to save the man, try to attempt to save the man's life, though. That's where it comes from.
This is a big deal. It's a lot going on here. It's a lot to unpack. I don't know, man. I don't know. Do y'all
And I
think
mean,
that do y'all think that the social media companies are should start being afraid, considering that a lot of these guys are not going lightly, and that they now decide that they want to buy their own social media platforms instead of conform to the way that things are?
I wouldn't say
Well,
that
I
they
don't
should
know.
be afraid. I think that they should play ball now. It's a truth game. It's not so much a covert operation like they was trying to make it. It's not. Now it's more out in the open. There's more people doing things transparently, so they should get with that. They should follow suit with that. I don't think they should be scared unless they're gonna continue to try to be nefarious with how they go about things.
But why wouldn't they be scared, considering that you still know it's for them to make money?
Well, I think, well, for them, they don't. I mean, it's about the money at the end of the day. So I don't think they really care if they get bought out. You know what I'm saying? Because they're gonna make the profit. Just like Twitter didn't want the Elon Musk thing to happen, but then they found out how much they was able to run the numbers up for it or whatever, and then they pretty much forced him into buying it when he tried to back out of it because at the end of the day, money is everything. No matter how much of a narrative they want to push or political swing or whatever it is, at the end of the day, these people want to get paid. So if you can get paid and then it gets taken over by somebody else, I mean, at the same time, it's killing two birds with one stone. You don't got to worry about it no more because you don't own the business, so you're not, what I'm saying, to the government. It's so much stuff involved in this shit, man. It's crazy. You know what I mean? The whole finding out that Mark Zuckerberg admitted to FBI being involved with that stuff, and Twitter the same thing, and all this deeper stuff. So if you can get paid, man, and you not have to deal with that no more, I mean, it may just be a win-win.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm
I
with
think
I
Carl.
think
things is
I
gonna
think the
start to be disruptive.
social media created this monster, man. They're the ones that created this monster. They
Right.
got these people on here, and they held them to restrictions, but then they made them rich at the same time. And now they're going and getting their own social media and doing their own thing, and they created this monster.
I seen this coming a long time ago, bro. I seen this coming, bro. I knew that this was gonna happen. I seen that it was coming a long time ago. When I seen Elon Musk do it, I was like, yo, there's no reason why somebody else with enough influence won't do it. The problem is that I don't know if enough people will adopt it to actually make it relevant for them to even be able to compete with, you know, Instagram or Twitter or whatever like that. I'm not really a Twitter fan like that anyway, but in a general sense, I guess if they start removing them they removed them from Twitter and then they suspended them on Instagram. I guess he said I'm gonna make my own platform.
I,
I
I,
think that
I
was the
think the
best thing.
play is going to be,
Oh yeah,
because I'm about to
Uh,
drop out, man. I think the play
yeah,
is really
go ahead.
going to be just like how you was saying, yo, let's buy Duce instead of Hennessy. Now it's going to be, yo, y'all want to talk free? Talk on Parler. Don't talk on these Zionist um platforms that they're gonna try to shut you down. You get what I'm saying? I think that's gonna be the next narrative that he go with.
Are
But
y'all
I'm
going? Would y'all download the
drop off,
application?
man.
I just
Yeah,
got the
definitely.
thing right here. Let me read it. It said, "Dear Parler family, today is one of the most exciting days in the history of Parler, and we are no strangers to excitement. Parliament Technologies has entered into an agreement in principle to sell Parler to Ye, formerly known as Kanye West. Ye is not only a music and apparel titan, but he, like Parler, has faced senseless and unnecessary censorship and cancellation by big tech. He shares Parler's passion for free speech and independent thought. I'm sure you have questions. I'd like to answer a few right here. Firstly, Ye's acquiring Parler will strengthen our ability to create an uncancelable ecosystem. No one should have to self censor out of uncertainty about which legal speech will get him or her banned. No individual or business should worry about being completely deplatformed, as Parler was merely for the expression of opposing viewpoints. Groupthink is and always has been more dangerous than independent thinking. Current Parler staff, you've come to know, many of whom you've interacted with, will still be working with the app, and the platform will continue to utilize Dynascale's cloud services. Parler will remain in a place where everyone can think, listen, and speak freely. We will continue to fight against censorship, cancel culture, and uh, oh, okay, there we go. We will continue to fight against censorship and cancel culture. While I cannot provide all the details today, I have complete confidence that Parler, as both a platform and a community, will experience the limitless growth it deserves. Thank you for being a Parler user. Do stay tuned to Parler and at Parler News for all of the latest information, and don't forget to follow Kanye. That's the official statement.
I think that's dope. You know what I'm saying that he created that kind of platform. I think of people like Ace Metaphor. I don't know if you know about him at time,
Mm-mm.
but he got a podcast called Tonight Conversation on Demand, and this is their application right here. Like, oh damn, they got a whole app where you can go on and they speak however they want. They not censored. You can find exclusive content on the application. So I think about like if, for God forbid, but if your shows go down, you created an app.
Yeah.
I think this is better because you can go on there and say whatever you want. This audience will follow you there. That's a fact.
Yeah.
I think that these YouTube restrictions and community standards set back people like Kanye, because if he do want to speak about Jews, he can't even do it because of obvious reasons.
I've been downloaded the application, to be honest with you. That's why I got the email. I just so happened to look up to the email and I'm like, wait a minute, whoa. Right after I started talking about Ye. Do y'all think that y'all would use a different platform to voice different types of opinions, or would you embrace it wholeheartedly? Because in my experience, people go, I mean, unless you already got a following, in a lot of instances, people go where the masses are, because a lot of people are trying to get on, right? And so the majority of the people that go to any particular platform are trying to get some kind of visibility. I'm always late to every platform except for maybe YouTube. That's the only platform that I was early to or I was on. Hold on one second. Let me see something. Just answering an email from work. Um, but I wasn't in a rush to get on Instagram. I wasn't in a rush to get on TikTok. I was never in a rush to get on any of the platforms because I wasn't trying to create visibility, any more visibility. I had to understand why I would be using a platform in the first place. Do y'all think that people would jump over to this platform just because of Ye or just because of whoever it is that decide that they want to embrace it?
Well,
I
I
would
wouldn't
say
say
this.
so because you got it, bro. Go ahead.
I would say this. That the people in my area of YouTube, that on the 2A side, the gun side, we've been trying to find a place to go since I started YouTube, because they censor all of our content. Anything that deals with guns or anything like that, they censor. So there would be, for me, what it would be was I would do both until I started getting paid on one, because I'm still getting paid on YouTube. And basically the only reason I do the videos that I'm still doing is because I'm still getting paid. But I would switch over to Parler, start with Parler, and then once I get started getting paid by Parler, that's when I would step away from YouTube, because I ultimately want to get away from that, because you just never know. Ultimately, when I first started YouTube to now, the rules have changed so much to what you can and cannot do when it comes to guns and stuff like that. And you
You're
don't know
right.
what they're gonna do in the long run. And that's the scary part about it, is they can say tomorrow we no longer want gun channels on our platform, and then you're at a loss altogether.
Yeah, I agree. What was you about to say,
Well, I
Mr.
think it's
Fantastic?
gonna. Well, I think it's gonna lead to well, especially knowing with this election that's coming up, it's gonna be a big change in the whole censorship wave and I guess redrafting of private platforms and all this other stuff. Because at the same time, was it, I forget, somebody just won a court case about free speech. I think it might have been Texas, if I remember right. And this guy was upheld and said, hey, they're not allowed to take down his content or alter it or whatever or block it out just because they don't agree with it. Because even though you then turn from what private company to editorial or something like that, however it is, right? So what I think this is going to do is just going to change and give the content creators actually more of the rights we should have. Because you can't make money off of me and then what I'm saying, tell me, okay, well, I'm gonna make money off of you, but you can't make money off of the stuff that you're doing. You see what I'm saying? And it's crazy as way say, like, okay, well, you can't curse, you can't talk about this, that, all these different things. But if you have billion-dollar corporation backing, like all these rap artists and stuff or whatever, they can say as many curse words as they want. They can talk about whatever they want and all these different things. So I think it's gonna be a big change. But as far as Parler goes, it's another. I ain't gonna say it's a ploy altogether, but they already tried this once with Donald Trump, and it didn't work. So I don't think it's gonna
Talking
change
about with the
with
Truth
Ye.
Social app.
Yeah, yeah. It's not. I don't think it's going to change. With Ye, is because however many followers he got, how many people are on Twitter? Billions upon billions, right? TikTok even bigger. So he might get a little traction, but as far as like starting a brand new social media platform from the ground up, like you say, Anton, that's hard, bro. Because like I said, everybody wants to get on, and in this climate where you can literally go from nothing, nobody to everybody, you know what I'm saying? In one viral post or video or whatever, people might play with it, but they still gonna stay loyal to the bigger platforms.
I think you're right in a general sense. Let me give a shout out to Renee for holding me down on Cash App. I appreciate your love. The thing about it is I think that the platforms have to show a level of value to the user for the user to adopt it, right? Like I'll give you an example. Clubhouse it seemed like they was just like the perfect storm at the perfect time when they came on, because they came on right when the pandemic hit. You know what I'm saying? They came on right before the pandemic hit. But I know a lot of people that are addicted to Clubhouse. Why they dissing you, Mr. Fantastic? Why they say it's still looking like Bill?
You know,
Who's Tangeray?
Bill Duke ain't never looked as good in his life, man. You know what I'm saying? But it's just Tangeray's a imitate. He's not even a real Pakistani dude. That's some black dude from Watts or something, man. Troll.
But I think that you got to add a level of value to people to where they find it useful. I have Twitter. I very rarely use Twitter. I'm just not interested in being on all platforms all the time. Like, I'm strongly considering, like, all of my people is just forcing me to keep TikTok. I don't really care about TikTok. I'm honestly, bro, I genuinely don't care about TikTok, man. It is a crazy thing, but I
Well,
don't know.
Anton, one of the biggest problems is with these other video content creating like YouTube, for example, Patreon, right? So Patreon actually uses YouTube to upload their videos. You know what I'm saying? So if it depends on how user friendly it is for the content creators as well. If I already got to go through YouTube to get my video on there, why would I get rid of YouTube in the first place?
Well, I don't host any of my videos that I have on Patreon for YouTube. I don't actually host them on Patreon platform. I hosted
Right.
I use something completely different, more secure, to give me more control. And I actually pay a lot of money for the platform that I host the majority of my videos.
But that's my point. That's my point, Anton. Somebody with a smaller channel like mine that they ain't getting racks on racks on racks for their channel. I can't afford to pay for that extra, cost that it would cost for me to put my videos on Patreon. You know what I'm saying? So those videos that I just have on Patreon,
I don't have them on Facebook either.
see, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I use Vimeo.
I
well,
use
see, and I
Vimeo
use
too.
Vimeo for 1 month, but it just didn't make any sense from what I getting paid from YouTube. It didn't make sense for me to keep paying for Vimeo.
I understand. I spent a lot of money on video. I spent a lot of money to host my platform, for bandwidth, everything. I put it all on Vimeo, and then I control the narrative. I control what sites can embed it. I control whether or not people can share my stuff. I can control whether or not you have a play button on that mug. I control everything. Some of my videos are so high quality that I have, they be 40 gigs.
Shit. Good God.
They be 40 gigs, and I host it all on Vimeo. I don't play no games.
And so I think people sleep on fan base as well. Fan
Yeah, I heard
base
about Fanbase.
is a new platform, and so Diesel, my bad, Diesel. I keep calling you and Savage the same person, but you can
Who
take
is
all your
Savage?
content. Man, y'all look just alike, bro. I think he a police officer too. But look, if you go on
And you
fan
remind
base,
me a little bit.
that's cool. Look, on fan base, you can take your content over there and get paid for it immediately. Like, they will have to sign up, whether you make it $4.99, $9.99, it don't matter. But they will have to pay for your content immediately. It's almost like it's like Patreon, and it is black owned, from my understanding.
Okay, but how do they get their video? How do you upload the videos? Do you still go through YouTube, or how does that happen?
You can go through Vimeo if you
Because
want. I think that'd probably be the best way. But you said you don't want to pay for that, so I've never uploaded my
right,
videos just normally up there.
but see, the problem is that Patreon is not. Patreon is just an extension of YouTube, because all you're doing is placing a URL for me anyway. All you're doing is placing a
Yeah, I don't use
URL
it
for them
like
to
that.
go to the
It's
YouTube
his
channel.
own company, but I don't use it like that.
Right.
Shout out to Dewan Hodis. Said, I think the bigger story is Ye wearing a Satoshi Nakamoto hat, a huge vote for censorship resistance. I y'all be paying attention to the nuances and the details. I don't be knowing what the heck is going on.
Right.
Oh yeah, but Diesel, you can and shout out to Savage. I see you in the chat, bro. My bad. But look, bro, you can post all your stuff to Twitch. I use Twitch. I use Twitter. I have my streams going to Facebook, YouTube. You can have them going to a few different places, bro. Fanbase, Vimeo. It's a lot of places you can have your content
Well,
on.
let me explain to you the reason I got on YouTube as a hobby. I didn't want it to be another job. That's why I'm only on YouTube. Y'all, if you follow me on Instagram, y'all didn't see. I don't post pictures on Instagram or nothing like that. I don't shout out my channel. None of that stuff on Instagram or on Facebook. So because I don't want it to be another job. I got a lot going on at my job as it is right now. That's why I don't post videos like that no more. You know what I'm saying? I tell people all the time. The first 4 months of me being on YouTube, I wasn't working. I made over $16,000. When they said I can go back to working in policing, I dropped that shit and I went right back because it always was a hobby. Now, if I can use YouTube as the money that I would get for working off duty, yeah, but still, I don't want it to be a job because shooting guns is fun to me, and that's what I like to do. I don't want it to become a chore anymore. Just me shoot guns because I want to do a video or some shit.
No, I
Mr.
definitely respect that.
Fantastic upload pretty regularly.
Well, yeah, I only got I only had a few, but couple of gun videos or whatever, and like you said, I had to get them approved, and I want to say it took them longer the process for them to do the approval process for it to go from yellow to green. But yeah, he's right,
So let
man.
me let me
Or what?
let me. I mean, shoot, when I first after I became the police again, just me being in uniform got me demonetized.
Did what?
Ooh,
Yes,
damn.
Damn.
I did a video. I did a series. It's called Ride Alongs with Diesel, where I taped me at work. I did traffic stops. You can see me do a traffic stop, all this kind of stuff, high speed chases and all that stuff. The first 3 videos were all demonetized. I had to email them and everything to find out why, and it's because I was wearing a police uniform with a gun on.
Mm. Godson says Candace Owens and her husband just what is that? Finesse the
Finesse the dummy.
I don't know what that means. You gotta
Yeah.
clear that up for me, Godson.
Somebody that hate Candace Owens and they own some, coon, everybody's a coon type shit, I guess.
Hmm.
But yeah, man, the whole thing is much deeper than that. Man, I listen, I just hope we got Kanye around for a little bit longer because you start talking like this, man, and you might have an accident. So I don't know, man. I'm not gonna tell him to not talk, but I'll just tell him to make sure he got some good security around him. You might want to holler at Brother Diesel up there, you know what I'm saying? See if you get some private security or something, man, because you start talking like this, bro. Hey, you have accidents real quick and real fast.
I'm cheap too. I'm real cheap.
Diesel, you cheap?
Heck yeah.
Why you
Let me
cheap?
do Kanye West. Cause let me get Kanye West from 1 year, then I can write my own ticket.
I'm not. I just be saying whatever.
That
I
one, that
spend
one, give me
whatever.
1 year for Kanye, boy. I write my own ticket then.
I'm not cheap at all, Diesel. I be getting it, man.
Hey, hey, Anton. So I had a question. So
Go ahead.
what do you guys? Well, question to everybody. Do you guys think that this is sort of like the genesis of a civil war within the Black community? Because the only reason why I say that is in the interview, um, he says he made some comments about Meek Mill, and he also had back and forth with Boosie.
Dang, I missed a
And we
lot.
all understand that there are two different types of communities within the Black community. So it seems like there's an active civil war within the Black community. What do you guys think about that?
For one, can I go first? First of all, I ain't got nothing good to say about Boosie. He owed me money for security. He shitted me on some money for security. I swear to hand to God, he shitted me on some money for security, and I ain't got nothing for a little Boosie. So I don't even want to talk about it.
Really?
I ain't got
Did he?
nothing good to say.
Hold
Come
on,
on,
Diesel.
man.
You got to be kidding me. Did he
Come
really do
on,
that?
man.
Yes, I was an 8. I worked for the state. I followed Boosie from Fayetteville to Winston-Salem to Charlotte. right? This was when he was on his Fed case and he had to have law enforcement with him the whole time, right? I was working for the state, so I said, yeah, his one of his bodyguard knows me personally. I know his bodyguard personally.
Mm.
He asked me to do it for him. We go up to we go to Charlotte. They go up to the room. I knew what they was gonna be doing, so I was like, I ain't even want to go up there. I was gonna sit in my car. I was gonna be good. I was gonna sit in my car.
Mm.
Boozy was like, oh, he was trying to make a decision if he was gonna go to the bike show or not. I said, well, just let me know if you're not gonna go to the bike show. I can go back home. Y'all can just pay me. I can go back home. Man, 3 hours go by, me sitting in my car. I go up there and knock on the door, and they don't even answer the door. They scared to come to the door, won't do nothing. And I'm a man. I ain't gonna beg for my money. You know what I'm saying? You know
Mm.
you owe me money. I ain't gonna beg for it. So I knocked a few times, stood there for about 10, 15 minutes. And I just walked away. Called the dude, the bodyguard dude. He said, man, Boozy tripping, man. You know what I'm saying? Just get up with me later on and I'll try to get you paid. And I'm like, try to get me paid, bro. This ain't no try. I worked.
Yeah.
So yeah, he shitted me out of a whole damn money.
Damn, man.
Yeah.
Hey, but you know what? I mean, but you know what? The
Oh,
behavior from that
snaps.
side is definitely sort of like a shisty type of approach towards almost everything, you know. And I got family members that are like that that'll hire contractors, and before you know it, they'll change their phone number. And I'll either give a random phone call like, hey, have you seen such and such? And it's weird, man. I think that right now we're trying to secure like a shift in behavior that is much needed in our community. And I think that what Kanye West is doing, even though it's a little painful on a few different fronts, he now has like his hand on the knob of the volume of the microphone that he's been trying to build, and now he's getting the attention. But you have to say white lives matter, like what Anton was saying earlier. Like sometimes you have to say something a little bit harsh so that you can get the attention, so you could drop in a few gems on other fronts.
Hmm.
Hey, bro, to
Well,
answer your question, about the Civil War going on in the community, the black community, the answer is yes, and there always will be because, for example, me and Anton from Detroit. Detroit is, in my opinion, split up between the streets when it comes to the black community, the streets and people who actually want to be law-abiding, producing citizens. You get what I'm saying? So you have people who are involved in the city council meetings, people who are involved with town hall meetings, people who are actually voting and involved with local legislators, right? When I was 19 years old, right, we went to Wayne State and there was a group called BAM. BAM stands for By Any Means Necessary. There was a group started off in Detroit based on Malcolm X. Malcolm X gave that speech, By Any Means Necessary, a long time ago. But we would never have no more than 50, 60 people. And one of my professors, he would always say this: if this was a Gucci Man concert or a Jeezy concert, the whole goddamn city would come out. Jeezy comes to Detroit like 6 times a year, right? So my whole point in that, bro, is the Civil War is based on the classes. And we act like in America, we don't live in different classes, social economic classes specifically. And when you have poverty and poor people, bro, they gonna do some stuff to the city that we don't like. They're gonna break into homes. They're gonna affect the property value. They're gonna commit crimes, affect the property value. They're gonna do different things that's not beneficial to nobody. And then you're gonna have people on the other side. In my opinion, my brother, they should be allowed to go remove those people from the hood physically. But because we cannot, we have to vote. We have to support people like Diesel, and then send him in there to risk his life. And Diesel being a cop, they can't be everywhere. He can't be everywhere every time. So shit happens. But I suggest that we support people like Diesel. We support the legislators who actually want to build the city up. But there's always going to be a civil war, bro. As long as there's poverty and there's crime to be made there's money to be made in those crimes, especially in my city, Detroit. That's a fact.
yeah, but that's the thing though, and when people bring that up to where poverty is, I guess, directly related to crime, it's when you look at the numbers and you put it in the racial perspective. Of course, we know there are way more impoverished white people than black people, right? But yet and still, their crime levels in their most poor neighborhoods, especially come to violent crime, aren't anywhere near as high as it is for us. So that's a cultural thing or a mindset thing. And then too, that civil war you're talking about is, for whatever reason, those law-abiding citizens you talk about are still trying to live by the street code. And that's one of the biggest issues and problems we have that we got to get out of, bro. Of like, everybody got shooters, everybody, from the streets, everybody like, nah, dog, we gotta move away from that. And I think we here coming shortly, you just gonna see how much you gotta do it, because when these times hit as hard as they're gonna hit, these wolves are gonna be out, bro, and you're not gonna be able to take up for them people that's doing a lot of this stuff, because they're gonna be on you. It's gonna be up to you to protect yourself.
Bro, I couldn't agree more. Like, you know what I'm saying? The white point, I actually agree with that as well. I would say two things and then I'm about to pass the mic. The white people, for example, I went to school in Central Michigan University, which is in Mount Pleasant, Michigan, and there was poor white people and there was crime, but there were also people in the community who would check people, right? You didn't have to even call Mount Pleasant police on certain stuff, because the white boys up there and those Native Americans, they get down, bro. When I say they get down, they'll pull up on you in a heartbeat. But outside of that, when it comes to the other point that you made about the civilians living like gangsters, I think that's one of the worst things in the black community. And like you said, everybody got shooters, everybody got this, everybody got that. But why ain't everybody talking to the legislators, bro? That's why I always say when I come on here, right? We spend so much time doing everything else, and they talk about why the community messed up. But then when you ask these men, how many local officials are you talking to? How are you influencing the school curriculum? If you're a father, right? And they say, well, I'm not doing anything. Those people are just as worse, if not worse, than the Pookies and Ray Rays, because
Oh, of
you
course.
you want change, but you're not willing to like actually put your fucking foot on the ground and put in work. And to me, that's the difference. Like for example, bro, last time I was on Anton's show, he brought up the fact that I had a meeting with Senator Gary Peters of Michigan. Well, I had that meeting because you're not about to run nothing in my city, in my state, where my daughters and my children live at, and I'm not gonna be involved in it. You're gonna have to tell me, right? Like right now, Anton, I'm getting something set up with a woman named Tudor Dixon. You in Michigan, you probably heard of her, Tudor Dixon. If she don't tell me what she's doing for African Americans, I'm going to go publicly and say, this woman, we don't need to vote for her. But there's too many people that's going to talk about shooters, Pookies, and Ray Rays without talking to the people in charge and putting them in check. That's all I got to say.
It's funny because I was listening to a video from somebody, and they were saying that with the passport bros, maybe you're familiar with this, Mr. Fantastic. They're saying that people are complaining about passport bros now. They were saying that a lot of them is doing Pookie and Ray Ray stuff overseas and messing up the reputation of black people overseas now.
Yeah, man, these cats going to these places, bro, and carrying this hood shit to these other places, and messing it up, and making it harder, because a lot of people have been saying this lately, bro. There's no such thing as black and white outside of America. You're just an American. Okay, you go to these other countries and these other places, you travel internationally, you're just seen as an American. So but the shout out to the passport bros are trying to put it in check, because they telling these dudes, man, and because these brothers do have a network. It's not just saying they out here trying to get foreign saying whatever, foreign women, you know what I mean. But these brothers do have networks and things out there, because a lot of these dudes move on the regular. But yeah, man, this hood mentality, bro, it's a cancer, dog, and hopefully it starts dying down a whole lot faster.
Oh, you can forget it. It's over.
Yeah,
Dog. When
yeah,
the, when the
yeah. I
last
mean,
time you when the last time you seen hood dudes start to make adjustments for
Well,
anybody?
no,
like,
this is what I'm saying, Anton. Not from the aspect of that, just like they gonna get phased out. You know what I'm saying? Like say, I just
well,
feel like, bro, ain't gonna be enough of them left over, because if
well,
they
that's
survive,
the
if they
question I was
survive.
going to ask. So I was going to ask a question to you guys. Like, do you think that, like, as far as like an outcome, where does this go? Because, if you, it just seems like this is kind of leading to the current. I'm talking about the civil war within the black community. It's sort of leading to damn near like physical altercations with one another. You know what I'm saying? To the point where we got to kind of clean house. But at the same time, I would prefer for them to just kind of like phase out. But what does that actually look like? I mean, do we just
You
continue
know,
to
Nah, fam, that
move as a
Crime Bill
block?
2.0 is coming. Crime Bill 2.0 will definitely be coming, brother. I can guarantee you
well,
this. Everybody we talk,
you know what I hope. You know what I hope happens. I hope we do like the white community and just separate ourselves from them. The white community do not associate with white trash.
white
Period. Point
trash.
blank.
Thank you. They don't. They
I
don't.
hope that we get to a point where we just don't associate with the Pookies and Ray Rays of our community. Because I don't do it. I don't do it. I stay away from them. I stay out of those communities. That's why I didn't ever want to work in Charlotte, because I know too many. All the familiar places that I know of in Charlotte are the hood. Those are
Hey, bro,
familiar to
my
me.
daughter was born in Charlotte. It's a shithole down there.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So I just did not want to be in a place where only thing familiar to me was a hood. That's why I left. That's why I have not been back. That's why I don't go back.
But yeah, I think
So
it's gonna be a big thing of that, man. Like you said, people gonna have to start separating and, like I said, get out of the this no snitching and all this crazy stuff or whatever, man. That's hurting your kids and turning you pretty much turning yourselves into the victims in Stockholm syndrome. So I don't them changing is not going to even be as much of a factor as much as the black people, the upstanding people like the brother was talking about, the productive individuals making that separation and being like, okay, we're not playing by your rules no more. We living by real civil standards versus some dumbass hood code or whatever.
I just don't think that you can ever put the genie back in the bottle. I think that it's over. I
I
genuinely
think
think that it's over.
I think it'd be easier, Anton, because like people bring up people like Malcolm X. I heard you have that conversation yesterday. You some niggas, you ain't Malcolm X. But the thing is, Brother Malcolm was led by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who also had a group of ministers. I got a mute. Who also had a group of ministers who was also very active in the community. And to me, I don't want to give up hope, but I kind of feel like, Anton, like some of these dudes, like Diesel said, they got to be left behind. We got to separate
It's
ourselves
over,
from
bro.
them.
It's over.
But because at the bottom, I forgot your name with the Cuban link on.
Mr.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Fantastic was talking about it. Like a lot of these people that civilians, they act hood, they act street, and they don't want to separate themselves. They want to replicate the culture to whatever means and benefits that benefit them personally. Right? That's why I say Mr. Fantastic. I hate when people say, man, I hate the streets, I hate Pookies and Ray Rays, but then they about to be like, hey bro, I'm about to go trap. And they work at goddamn Walgreens. Right? So what they do is they take the pieces of hip hop culture and street culture and they accumulate it almost, bro, into their own little language. But then they want complete separation. Let me ask you this, Diesel. When they separate themselves from that white trash, do they take their vernacular and their language and run with it? That's
that's
the
the point,
problem.
bro. That's the point. They don't take anything that reminds them of white trash. Period.
It's over, bro. You can forget it. Honestly, I think that the only way for you to be able to save anybody is to separate yourself from them. Cause it's like a disease. It's infectious. And the same way that hip hop grew at an exponential rate as far as it being so melodic and infectious, to where now it just basically spread over into every other part of the world. I mean, the world. It's the same way that negativity spreads. Think about it, bro. Like, black people ain't even the main concern, bro. Black people are scared of gay people.
Right.
Black
I,
people
I
are
would
black people
I would
are
say we're
scared of.
scared, not scared. We don't agree with the lifestyle. We ain't scared
No, no,
because I
no, no,
mean
no, 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 no. I'm not saying.
Nah,
I'm
bro.
saying
Y'all, they're
scared
scared.
of. Listen, whenever you fear of even mentioning, when you say the alphabet community, like when you
oh,
got
okay,
to
I got you.
move around and move and say your
Yeah,
words a
Bro,
certain type of way.
when you always saying pause because you scared somebody gonna think you gay, you scared of. I mean, I don't understand the word pause. I don't have to say nothing because anybody that know me know I ain't like that. So me saying pause ain't gonna do nothing for me. That's why I don't understand why that word is even used.
Yo, listen. I play off of it because I think that it's hilarious how people are scared of it, right?
Right.
So much so to the point to where I've been married for 18 years. Ain't dog. If a dude ever touch me, he DOA, dead on sight. Don't ever touch me in a sexual way. You DOA. Dog. It can't get any more straight than me. Real talk. And you know that they call me gay? Like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? And so I just play into it. Like that shows me how fearful people are of the alphabet community. It showed me how
But
fearful they are. Because the
that's
very
the number
mention
one thing for a black man, though.
well, think about it though. The very mention of it is like the boogeyman.
Huh?
It's the boogeyman. I've never seen so many people get fearful when mentioning it. Oh, you better be quiet. They're gonna come for you now. Like, what? Thought they took over all of the colors. You call yourself black, they gonna pick a color in the rainbow. They can pick any one and they good. I'm just saying, bro. Like, black people are scared of gay people. Like
You know what it is?
you not even the number one priority no more. They not even concerned about you.
Well,
Y'all
no,
had your
yeah,
time.
yeah,
Y'all had your time in the spotlight during the civil
definitely been
rights era.
replaced.
Ain't nobody checking for y'all.
Yeah, definitely been replaced, bro. But that's our fault for allowing it to happen. Sadly, yeah,
Well,
man.
I mean,
The whole
I feel like a lot of women in the community, a lot of black women in the community have sort of endorsed, that
yeah,
side.
they
You know what I'm
have.
saying, the gay people, and they're the ones that are they're doing your daughter's hair, or not your daughter's hair, but maybe your niece's hair, or the neighbor's hair, whatever. And they pop up every now and then. They have birthdays, so you give them a gift, and then that's where it starts. It starts like, oh, and I just got a promotion, and now you're going out to celebrate this person's promotion that lives that type of lifestyle. Before you know it, it's like they ain't bothering nobody. But to be open, I mean that's their opinion. But in my opinion, the first bit of endorsement is where we go wrong. To be honest with you, and to me, I don't see the value. I don't see how we advance at all in any way by harboring. I mean, you talking about harboring terrorists. I mean, that's a whole nother. I mean, but that's pretty much what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? And so
Yeah, but they don't
if you're
even
if you're
they they identify as them first, and that's what I told them. That's been ever since Bayard Rustin in Civil Rights Act. Whenever you let those people get involved and intertwined in anything, their sexuality supersedes the race. And for whatever reason, I don't understand. Well, I do understand
But
because
think about that though,
black
Mr.
people don't.
Fantastic. Like somebody got to mute up when they're not talking. Think about that though, Mr. Fantastic. Like something that they can control as far as who it is that they desire or who it is that they decide that they want to sleep with. Which I'm not even like the pro-black type of dude, right? You know what I'm saying? I understand the sentiment of black people, but I'm not even that ain't even my wave. Like that ain't I don't consider that my fight. Y'all can't control what y'all look like and how y'all was born. And they got more sway. And listen, if y'all want to look at how to take over something, all you got to do is look at feminists and gay people.
LGBT, yeah, I'm telling you, yeah,
Dog,
perfect. I'm telling you.
they bullied America into doing what they wanted to do in a fraction of the time that it took to free black people from slavery.
Not even a fraction, like you said. What 2008 to 2022 is 14 years. So you literally had LGBT community catch up to and leapfrog the black community
But think about
in
it though.
14 years time.
Think about some of the stuff that they
But do you
did. The president that listen. If y'all was smart, y'all would align with somebody that actually don't look like you to champion the cause of you. I'll give you an example. President Barack Obama, right? People voted for him because he was black, but he spent the majority of his time championing alphabet community issues. They
And
took
not only
somebody
championing,
that did not reflect them, didn't walk like them, didn't talk like them, don't necessarily think like them. They got him in, and then he did what he wanted to do for them. Like they literally gave y'all the blueprint, and y'all continue. Somebody playing Mario Kart. Um, they
That's
gave
my
y'all the
phone. I'm sorry.
blueprint, and then y'all still not paying attention, and y'all sitting there talking about what they should and shouldn't do for you. The move is not to fight it. The move is to convince and to network and persuade. When they say you catch more flies with honey than you do vinegar, it's absolutely correct.
Well,
Anton, I was about to say this to the homie. I keep forgetting Miss Fantastic. So I think one of the things that we don't talk about is gay people have so much political influence, bro. Again, I'm in East Lansing, Michigan right now. If I go down the street, I can find at least 10 organizations that's politically involved that represent that community, right? I'm talking about they super involved. They know every elected official, right? And I only bring that up to the point where you can get canceled immediately. Your business can get canceled immediately. You saw what happened to the baby. And shout out to Dave Chappelle. The baby can rap about killing black men, going crazy.
Yep.
Nobody,
You're
no,
right.
not a single person canceled him. He didn't have no canceled concert, no canceled shows. He went in Walmart allegedly and deleted a black person. Nobody canceled him. When he went up on stage,
that
he
wasn't
didn't even
alleged.
say right,
No,
right,
that
right.
wasn't
I know.
legend. That's how he got his start. That's how he
That wasn't
boomed.
alleged.
I tried to give him a pass, right, Diesel? But look, he went on stage and said, "Put your lighters up if you're not, you know what I'm saying, doing what you're doing." For the next 6 months, he was canceled. The shows canceled him. Concerts canceled him. We can't have you here, right? But he could talk about killing black men all day long. So I'm saying this to say this: we don't fear that community, but people fear having a business canceled and losing revenue behind speaking truth or their opinion on that community because of how
Well,
politically strong they are.
Well, well, you
a
know what,
big
and
problem.
I
A
think I
big
think what happened was you allowed so many of these people to be elected or appointed at some of these companies, and that have all that discretion, and you know with everyone that's working within, like any one of those companies can have 500 to 1,000 to maybe 10,000 employees, and they have a footprint that's global. But when everyone's just really just trying to mind their business and gather their paycheck, they all pretty much support whatever decisions are made at the top. And when you allow that to happen, see, the thing is that happened it didn't happen overnight, but we take Silicon Valley and the lifestyles that were being lived over there in San Francisco. Quite a few of
Yeah.
those people occupied a lot of those seats, those C-level executive seats, and so it was happening in the 80s. They slowly crept up and climbed, whatever ladder, and before you know it, social media sites are created. Apple takes off, but a lot of people that are holding those seats are the people that live in San Francisco. And what's in San Francisco? That's one of the gay capitals of the world, to be honest with you. And a lot of those
It's the
people
gayest
live those
capital of
type
the
of
world,
lifestyles,
bro.
right? So
It's the
so
gayest
now
capital of the world. That's where Harvey Milk came from.
pretty much, yeah, yeah. And if you bundle all of the employees that work at those companies, you're talking about, I would take a guess, maybe 500,000 people that are employed at all those companies. Just name them all. And because of that, everyone literally they are literally selling everyone else out simply because they just want to either keep their job. They don't want any type of change. And I guess I kind of understand that, but at the same time, it's like, at what cost? You know what I'm saying? And really, the cost
well,
was
see
really
this.
the culture, but they didn't mind.
This is part of it, though, man. The gay community, they are very smart, and they've learned from their experiences. They know that they're still talking to people that are still living the lifestyle of not being gay. They know that people are in the background that are still hiding, but if they make it more comfortable for them, they feel like they will come out. That's why they're getting so much support. This support is coming from places that you wouldn't even believe. There are gay people, gay men in our community that you would not believe are gay, and they are supporting them. And that's why the support just seems overwhelming, because it's different from what you see in for face value.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I think a lot of I think this entire thing that we're looking at when it comes to just how much leverage that they have globally, it was all authored by women, and I think women were the first to really go to drag shows and just pretty much they were to invite that into households all across the world. So I think that I'm not that well versed when it comes to speaking on the women's plight. You know what I'm saying? But from what I've seen, and just some of the decisions that they make, even in choices of who they marry, I think that this is gonna sound crazy, but when it comes to voting, it should there should be just like getting your driver's license. I think that everyone should be forced to just answer a new batch of questions where they are at that moment, and it should be divided up between groups of people. So I think that the black community, if we're going to be a voting block, we should elect to to force other people in our community to answer just a few questions. We just want to see where you are when it comes to some of these issues, so we can make sure we're still moving in the right direction. But I don't
Well,
know.
no, that goes back to what, like Anton said, you can't reverse that. That goes back to
Yeah.
quote unquote voter suppression things. Now should it be? I believe you should have some. You should know something about politics versus just going out and voting. Me personally, but like I said, the measures you have to put into it, they'd be illegal by the standards that have been set by the laws made. But
Right, right. But what's crazy is that, I mean, a Pookie and Ray Ray's vote is just as powerful as mine. And the problem is that if
But it
we're really
should
just
be.
trying to rebuild or restructure, put together a new foundation for the community, it'll be hard. Simply because I would imagine that we're probably, like, people like us are really outnumbered by those. I mean, we probably represent. I mean, from what I mean, to be honest with you, I make like probably $250,000 a year or something like that. I mean, guys like us, we really there's only a few of us. We're outnumbered by the vast majority of people, to be honest with you. So you
Well,
find
yeah,
yourself in
I'll get
situations
I'll
where
get to the 250,000 one of these days, young fella. I'm on the way. I ain't
I
there
don't think I'll
yet,
ever be.
but but nah, man, I see what you're saying. Just positive and thought provoking, and just those who want something better for us overall. Yeah, we are the minority. At least that's the way it would seem. And those that are actually politically knowledgeable and involved and even know anything about what's going on. So yeah, man, but that goes back to Anton's point. Are we going to be able to get those numbers up to the point where we need them to be? I mean, at this point, you
Yeah,
go the other route. He said you take the route where the Asians take, or the route that the LGBT takes. And it's not necessarily their vote, but their influence. So a lot of the times, things too, man. If you have enough, financial influence, especially, bro, that counts any more than any vote. Because then you're actually funding the candidates that get up to vote, and
that's a
then that's
fact.
that's the
That's
most important thing.
That's it right there. And that's why people need to subscribe to Anton, join the Patreon, and all that, because of a lot of knowledge that he's kicking. To be honest with you, it's easy to vote with your dollar. To be honest with you, I mean, it's nothing. I thought it was really dope. There was a episode of Fresh Prince, and you guys remember where there was a young black lady who came to visit Uncle Phil and his children, but they were more of like she was more like on a black empowerment tip, and she was influencing Will and his friends to have some type of lockout at their school at Bel Air Academy. Where at the end, Phil, he had to address her. He said, I fight in a different way now. I'm a judge.
You start going out a little bit, bro.
His
You
son,
start
I
going
think he
out.
muted himself. He muted himself
Yeah,
by
do
mistake.
say him muted
Yeah.
himself.
Look, let me ask y'all a question real quick, because I want to. When we see people like the baby, if he can speak on deleting black men and everybody get him shows, and then he talk about the LGBTQ community, and then they cancel those shows, why aren't black people going to those promoters and those event planners and saying, we don't want you, we want you to cancel shows the same way you do for the gay people when they talk about anything that's harmful to the black community? Why aren't we on their head too? Because to me, that's a big deal.
I'm gonna tell you what the
Because
real
they
solution
pay.
is. I'm gonna tell you what the real solution is to buy out the venues and put on your own events. I'm telling you. Like, I don't need no promoters. I don't need none of that. I'm gonna just buy out whatever it is. I'm doing my own tiny desk performances here, bro. We got performers lined up. We got champagne on deck. It's gonna be crazy up in here, bro. Like, we're doing our own local artists. We signing our own people. We put our own people on. Everybody that wind up get put on is people that's already rocking with me. Like, we just gotta. If you want to do something, that's why I put my own money up, man. Like, I don't want nobody in my pocket saying that, yo, I got control over what it is that you do or whatever like that. Every single thing that I've ever done, I'm always gonna put my own money up and do my own thing. And I'm gonna make sure that I'm in a position to where can't nobody tell me what I can and can't do in my own spaces. I'm gonna own my own buildings. I'm gonna buy my own cribs, my own real estate. I'm gonna put up all of my own money to make sure that I own 100%. If I don't own 100%, then my partnership is with somebody that's aligned with me from a character perspective, and it ain't because I need them. It's because I actually want to do business with them because I want to cut them in on something that we participating in equally. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not negotiating with nobody on nothing. Either I mean, either they rocking with me or they not. But I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do regardless. I got to do what I'm gonna do regardless. I'm not begging on promoters. I'm not doing none of that. I ain't go through nobody when I decided that I wanted to start bringing people in and flying them in and doing interviews or whatever like that. I got my own self hot, and then when I had my people tap in with them, they was like, "Oh yeah, we already rock with them," or I tap in with people that I'm already connected to, and they was like, "Hey fam, such and such says that they rock with you." I'm like, "Yeah, give them my number." But they coming with me. They rocking with me based off of me already doing my own thing. I'm not dependent on them for nothing. I'm not dependent on nobody and nothing. So if we rock out, it's gonna have to be mutually beneficial. It ain't gonna be because I need them at all.
Yeah, that's what's up. Hey, Antoine, I gotta go, man. But look, I definitely respect what you got going. And shout out to all the other brothers on the panel. I appreciate the conversation. I'll still be tuned in, but I gotta step away.
Absolutely, my friend. Appreciate you.
Be good, bro.
Yeah,
Yo, new spot
I gotta do my own
downtown.
thing, bro.
Your new spot downtown, ain't it?
Yep.
All right, yeah. When you doing, what's the you got like a grand opening day right now?
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be in November, December, because we got so much stuff coming in that I don't know what I have and what I don't have yet. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like Illuminated. Why is it saying that you're still joining? Can you hear me, Illuminated?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what I have and what I don't have yet. So I got to figure that out. And then we go from there. But yeah, I'm just building my own stuff. I don't care what it costs. I don't care how much it's going. Whatever the equipment, whatever. We just gonna
I
keep
have no
building our own
idea,
stuff.
bro.
No, you good. You good.
This
Don't worry about it. Illuminated.
I'm definitely gonna
yeah,
show
I
up to
can hear
that.
you. I can hear
I
you.
definitely swear. Whenever you open that time, I made it my mom. I'm gonna be there opening night. I was just downtown last week at They Say. That's like my favorite place
Yeah,
to go down
yeah. They
there.
say it's dope.
I love Sweetwater too, but it's too ratchet now. You know what I'm saying all the
Yeah, it
street dudes.
is.
But They Say it's still fire. If your environment gonna be like that, when you got live singers and shit, I'm there.
I'm a I what I'm building next. The next two things that I'm building after I'm done with this place is gonna be crazy. It's gonna absolutely blow everybody away. The next thing, soon as this is done, I'm building something completely different. And there's no way that people, whether you're an artist, a content creator, podcaster, event planner, is no way that you're not gonna be able to tap in with me. There's no way you're gonna be able to come to the Midwest and not tap in with me. Not because you need me, but because it's nobody that's gonna be doing it and be giving you all of the access and all of the availability more than I do. Nobody. But that's to
Especially
come. That's an announcement coming soon.
if you get some of those city guys there, the PZ, the Bezos of the world, et cetera, the whole city gonna come out again. That's up to you if you want that kind of audience there.
Yep, I'm just not. I'm not. I'm relentless. I'm just gonna keep my foot on the gas and keep my foot on their neck. And what's going on, Illuminated? What's going on, Blake? How y'all feel?
Good, bro. How y'all doing?
Chilling,
Morning,
chilling.
gentlemen. What's up, Diesel?
What are y'all thoughts?
What's up, man?
What's
How's it
going
going?
on?
Hey,
Go
good
green.
morning, men. And see, you didn't even let me get my introduction. I said, good morning, men. That includes you too, Daryl. We'll include you in this manosphere. But I think when I was watching the video with Kanye West, excuse me. And the first thing I thought about was excuse me. Go ahead and talk, man. I gotta take my inhaler. Go ahead, bro.
Go, what's up, Blake?
Hey, can anybody hear me?
Yeah, man.
Hey, what's going on, man? I think I'm delayed.
No, you cool.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man. I just want to give you a big shout out, man. I've been checking you out for about the last couple of months or whatever, and I really dig your mentality, man. So I
Thank
learned a
you, my
lot from
friend.
different aspects. From yeah, go ahead.
No, I said thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, man. It's coming from a genuine place, man, because I listen to you guys from different aspects, from relationships to, building yourself financially as a man, and different things like that. And I just wanted to chime in. Um, I'm just kind of tapped in because I thought I was kind of delayed, but I don't really know exactly what you guys were talking about. I know I saw that Kanye um interview or what have you, but I think a lot of times, uh, uh, as a group, black men try to, especially if you're on the right page mentally, as far as building yourself financially and so forth. I think we look too much for validation in other groups as opposed to coming together and building ourselves, individually, or as a group, as black men, I should say. You know what I mean? So
I
that's kind
agree.
of basically
I
where
got
I
you.
where I am. Because yeah, at the same time, because I think people who have a certain mentality gravitate towards each other, and we help each other build. Like, for instance, I wouldn't be on this platform if I didn't like how we talk in the barbershop, if I didn't dig your vibe. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even be here.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yep, I got what you're
So,
saying. Absolutely.
I
But
mean, it's not, yeah.
so
He
I want to say
lagging a
something
little
to
bit.
that. I want to
Go
say
ahead.
something to that, Anton, because the
I'm
first
sorry.
time the first time I really met you was Jay Prince on Jay Prince
Mm-hmm.
show, and I didn't go on there because I liked your vibe. I went on there to give a different perspective,
Yeah,
and I think that's what we need. I think as a community, we like to gather around people that's going to reinsure and reinvest in us, and they're going to accept our bullshit basically,
mm-hmm.
because we understand we need people to say, no man, that's stupid, bro, you need to go ahead with that, you need to stop doing that, or that's what we need in our community. We need to stop gathering around people that think just like us.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's part of the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's going on, Illuminated?
I'd have to push back on that. I want to push
Uh-oh.
back on that because like I've seen the young cat, and I know I'm delayed because I'm looking at myself on the deal, so I'm gonna just talk. But at the same time, like, I'm a part of an investment group, right? So we all think in a similar, we're all on the same journey as it relates to investing and building wealth and so forth and so on. So why would I want to even congregate with someone who doesn't understand investments if they
I
don't
didn't mean
understand investments? You know what I'm saying?
I
Or
didn't mean
if
it
they're
I didn't
not
mean it in
willing
that
to
way.
learn and go through the process.
I
You know what
didn't
I'm
mean it
saying?
in
I'm
that
gonna
way.
push back on that last statement simply because um I think a lot of times black men get on this type of thing to where, oh, I'm not gonna, rock with this one cat because I like his vibe. Because it seems like you're I'm trying to think of a professional way to say it. It seems like you're trying to ride somebody else's coattail or whatever. And I'm saying that in a nice way. You know how people talk in the barbershop, if you understand what I'm saying? That's not the case. The thing about it is, when you're trying to grow as a man and you see somebody else that's doing something similar on the same level or greater, you naturally want to gravitate towards that energy, as opposed to, like, say for instance, if I'm gonna put it in layman's terms, shit. How can I put this? Um,
My man, I
man, I'm
think I
trying to
think you
figure out how to put
misunderstood
it.
me when I was talking. I didn't mean it in that way. You're totally correct. What I meant was
Okay.
you're not gonna be an investor and just hang around your people, and then somebody else comes with you with an investment, and you just shut them down because they're not in your circle. Is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you got people in the
Oh,
community that just want to hang around the ones that just want to sit at home all day and do whatever, play
nah.
video games and sell dope and all that stuff, and they bigging each other up, and they're keeping that lifestyle because they're not willing to step out and be uncomfortable for a minute to meet some
Yeah,
other
yeah,
people.
yeah, yeah. No,
That's what
no,
I'm
no.
saying.
I'm way ahead of that. What I'm saying
Right.
is I want to congregate with black men who are on that level. Not that's hanging around bullshitting all day. I'm talking about people who, okay, like say for instance, um uh huh. Okay, I'll put it like this. Nobody's gonna follow a parked car, right? You can have all the great intentions in the world, right? And all that. But if your car is still parked, ain't nobody gonna follow it. But if you really want to grow as a man, you have to humble yourself and realize that you can learn from different people. If I know everything, why the hell am I going to be congregating with other people who don't know more than me? Like, check this out. For instance, I was listening to a podcast. This was like maybe about a year or so ago, of Damon Dash, right? And a lot of times he ruffles other people's feathers because of his approach. You know what I mean? But
Hmm.
if you're riding in a Benz or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Naturally, if you want to grow, you want to think you want to hang with people who are either there or beyond there. You know beyond that um uh mentality or whatever. I'm trying to figure out
That,
a way to say
that
it because I
threshold.
think
Well,
That
we
Anton said it best. Anton said it best one day when he was talking about cats learning from married men. Just because a person is married, don't mean that they got the best information to teach you something. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's what I'm saying. I understand. I fully understand where you're coming from, OG. I really do. But all I'm saying is that when it comes down to it, like me, I'm a chief of police, but it seems like
okay.
it seems like I want to hang around other guys that are on my level to grow my knowledge because I'm new to it. But there has been one or two that I hung around and all they did was drink on when they're off. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to associate with that because of their lifestyle outside of that job. You get what I'm saying? So
Okay.
just because they're on that level or you see them on that level doesn't mean that you just congregate and go. You got to feel a person out and feel like and see if the knowledge that they can give you is something that you can benefit from.
Well, yeah, of course. We're probably saying the same thing in different ways
Right.
because yeah, man, I'm gonna be honest. You call me OG, man. I'm 40. I'm 46 right now, right? You know, and I've been through some things in my life that I ain't gonna just spill out my whole,
I'm an OG too,
biography
bro.
right
I ain't
now.
even. I'm an OG too. I just turned 40, so I'm an OG too. So we on the same we on
Okay.
the same level.
Yeah, but this is the thing though. You have to. Well, and I'm not speaking to you directly. What I'm
Right.
saying is that I like to be around black men who are trying to better themselves. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like one guy is bigger than the next or whatever. Because if you think you know everything, then I mean, what else is there to live for if you can't learn from other people?
Well, hold on.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm probably older than all of y'all on the panel. Go ahead.
Let me get Illuminated in here really quickly. I want to get his thoughts because I got to wrap it up shortly. But I want to get Illuminated's thoughts before we start to wrap it up.
Good morning. I just want to say good morning, everyone. God bless. OG, you probably about the second youngest on the panel. But yeah, I just wanted to say I watched that Kanye West video, and what first thing that came to mind was a message that my apostle / pastor taught us back in Grand Rapids. and that during that message in that transition in the realm of church ministry, and we quoted it a lot in scripture, but we really didn't know the context of its meaning. But now it's coming to fruition, and that is the wealth of the wicked is laid up for the just. So if that is the case, then what we're getting ready to see is the greatest transference of wealth that the world has ever seen. So my thing is, from my perspective, is we have to be put in a position to get ready to receive that transference. And I remember Prophet Jordan gave a prophecy a while back. These were some years ago, and he talked about you will begin to see businesses, Fortune 500 companies, multi-million, multi-billion dollar companies that's going to fold overnight. So I said, okay, let me see what's going on in this internet age. I know Google and YouTube and all this stuff, but then what they did was, and what I saw during the Trump administration and from 2016 to 2020 was, they began to censor and began to shut people down. And what they did was they began to force people to build their own platforms, and thinking that well, ain't nobody going to listen to them. But what ends up happening is they begin to lose revenue. And I think I heard someone say that if you really want to affect someone, start messing with their bottom line, which is their money. So what happens is when people begin to put in these spaces and getting different perspective to, like Diesel was saying, that's what began to happen. And that's all we want on these platforms, to have a dialogue, to have different perspectives, to have different views. I'm not going to agree with everything Diesel said. I'm not going to agree with the brother here next to me. I'm definitely going to agree with anything Daryl Long says. But, Anton or somebody like that, we got to have opposing views. And I like what Diesel said. Sometimes we'll move into a space and they say, no, 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 bro, you might want to rethink that. You might want to take a look at that. And what happens is, the way Anton is moving, and my prayer for you and my suggestion to you, my friend, is you got to have eyes around you. And what I mean by that is, the scripture says the eyes of the Lord run to and from the earth. So what you need to do is you need to have somebody around you in a spiritual sense, for the Delilahs and the Jezebels. You know, Delilah's is to seduce, Jezebel is controlling. They hate that alpha male anointing, and that's the spirit we're actually dealing with on a on a spiritual perspective. We're dealing with a Jezebel that hates male authority. They hate us. Diesel, the brother next to me, even Daryl, they hate that kind of that alpha a male authority, to where, no, I'm going to stand my ground. I'm going to do that. So my prayer for you, Anton, is that as you move in this space, move with wisdom, move with understanding, and then move with the knowledge. Because then after you do that, and then take some of the ignorant stuff that other people have done and their mistakes, and look at that and say, okay, yeah, I see what you did. So that's a mistake I don't have to make. And then just talk to the people who have built their platforms, because I'm interested in doing the same thing, but I don't mind helping somebody build theirs. And what my prayer for you right now openly is, every tongue that rise up against you shall be condemned in the judgment. If you're doing something and walking in the space of God, and in the footstep and the purposes of God, in which God has called you to do, then you move with that, and you move with his grace and move with his wisdom. All that other stuff, as the young folks say, that dandruff that's on your black shirt right now, if you had some, just brush it off. Just keep brushing it off and keep moving. And then beware of the people that say, oh man, I was always with you. I thought about that in one of my meditations. People going to come up, oh man, I was always with AD, man. I was always with that brother, because no one is there when you and Rita in your private time, in the blood, sweat, and tears. No one is with you in that. Because when you building something, everybody's like, oh, that junk ain't gonna last. And then when you build it, and then when the money comes, oh, bro, I'm with you.
Mm,
I'm with you. I'm
right.
with you. No, you're not. No,
Exactly.
you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. I appreciate you, my brother, but I'm moving and I got to flow. It's like a river. It's flowing right now. And what you're doing is you're trying to swim upstream. I already been to that. I've been to that signpost already. Been there, done that. Got the t-shirt. We're moving forward. Now, if you want to run with me, you got to get in with this flow. And that's what the grace of God and the anointing of God is all about. You got to get into the flow. I can't come on these platforms, anybody's platform. I try to be respectful. I try to give my humble opinion and say, hey, this is what I think. Now, you may disagree. Let's agree to disagree. Because as I'm building my little station that I'm getting ready to launch, I have some rules, I have some regulations, but I have some guidance that I want to do. But everybody has their space, and we need to uplift everyone. Hey, shout out to Diesel. Shout out to the Lapeef Network. Shout out to the perspective, the Lockhart perspective. Island Q. All these other spaces that I'm starting to learn. Aaron O and all those people. Chica and all those people. And it has nothing to do with age. And that's what we have to understand, because a lot of times we, as we say, the OGs, well, I've been on this earth 75 years and this is the way it is and this is the way it's been. Now, you young cats, you young dudes, man, this is what y'all need to do. I hear you. I hear you, sir. I hear you, elder. I respect you, but we're not moving like that right now. I respect your wisdom. I respect your time on the earth, but let's move forward. Now, if you want to rock with me, fine. If not, God bless you. Love you. I got to move on, you know? Or I was the first one that did that. No, you wasn't. No, you wasn't. Oh, I was gonna do that. Okay, why didn't you do it? Well, I ran into the white man. No, you'd be surprised. Anton can attest to this. He can attest. You'd be surprised how many so-called white folks want to help us. They really do. It's just that they can't rock with us because, like Diesel said, because you got some ignorant folks that you still rocking with and hanging with. And like I said, what you did about 2 weeks ago, and I'm just going to put it like this, and I'm not going to mention it like that anymore. When you cut the cord, I believe there was a lifeline that was extended out towards you. I already seen it and I said it before. I said, watch what happened within the next 2 weeks. It ain't been 2 weeks now, has it, Anton? It hasn't
Nah,
been two
not at
weeks yet, has
all.
it?
Not at
See?
all.
So, and look at what you're doing. You in your studio, you're doing this, you're moving, you expanding. But I really believe it's like the Navy say there was an anchor that was holding you back, and you were at the dock and you couldn't launch. I'm telling you, brother, you could not launch. But once you cut that anchor and lift that anchor up and launched out to sea, now you're getting ready to go into deep waters, my friend.
Yeah.
So I just figured that, it's going to be a blessing for you, man. And I'm happy for you. I'm really excited. I know my
Thank you,
wife been
my
getting, why
friend.
you always on that? Why you on that YouTube? I said, you have no idea what's getting ready to happen. And you talking about starting your YouTube channel? You better get with the program and learn what's going on out here, because these internet assassins are ruthless. They
Yeah,
have no mercy.
that is
They get
true.
behind them they get behind them keyboards and talk about, ooh, look what she got on. Look how Diesel look. What's all that great beard? I mean, they don't care. So you're gonna have to be thick skinned. I keep telling you, you're gonna have to build yourself up, because when we start, it's you can't turn back. Now you can quit, but you're gonna have to keep going. So
No, you
that's
can't
what I
undo what's
what I
already
wanted
been
to add.
done. I
Yep.
appreciate that. Thank you, my friend. Anybody else? Final thoughts before we get up out of here?
Man, the only thing I'm saying is shout out to you, Anton. Shout out to the whole
Shout out to
city.
y'all.
Shout out to MSU, right? Illuminated. I gotta keep going. I know y'all some Houston fans.
Ah,
I'm gonna get out of here. I'm
ah.
not green here. He left. Oh man, I'm
Nah, I was
out
just
here.
messing with him.
All
Just messing with him.
right, y'all have a good day, man.
All right, I appreciate y'all. Diesel, any final thoughts?
Anton, I appreciate you, brother, man. Y'all be good. Y'all be careful. And start snitching.
Hey, I had a
uh,
question for you, Anton, before I get
what's
out of
that?
here. This ecom, it's I guess it's kind of delayed when it try to connect, because
It is.
I use my DuckDuckGo and my Brave browser, and then they told me I had to use Google Chrome. I was like, oh no, man, not Google Chrome, anything but that. I hate that,
Yeah,
you
it's
know.
made for Mac users, and then it depends on the delay that I have. I have it delayed
Okay.
like that on purpose, just in case I get a bad actor out here. I can go ahead and make sure that
Yeah,
we don't
because
have
it,
no
it stayed
problems. I got
it
some
stayed connect.
technology behind me today.
Okay, because I know it said when I was on my phone first and it said connected, connected, connected. I'm like, wait a minute. Then I jumped on Safari. Then I jumped on because DuckDuckGo, they
Mm-hmm.
block pretty much everything, and that's what happens with me with when I go on DuckDuckGo and I go to the live stream, my microphone and camera on my phone, it won't connect. So I end up having to use my other internet connection to jump on. So I got to figure that out. That's why I say I'm trying to work out my technical difficulties before I jump on these live streams and stuff. So when I get ready to start mine, because I know me and How To Man, we're gonna connect on some things and some other people that I could network with to start my system and get the necessary equipment. Because I got the basics right now, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
not gonna go into debt trying to start all this stuff. But I'm just getting the basics. I got my Marantz system. I bought that last year, and I just now starting to get familiar with that and then get familiar with Apple's operating system. So I'll be reaching out to you guys, man, to find out, give me some tips and pointers, and then I'll let you guys know, that first, technical broadcast,
Yep.
I'll let you guys know.
All right, cool. Sounds good, Illuminated. Listen, I appreciate you.
All right,
Thanks for
brother.
coming through, my friend.
All right, man. God bless.
God bless you too. All right, so we out of there. So listen, I appreciate y'all for continuing to rock with me. Let me get myself back on the big screen. Let me get myself back on the big screen. I appreciate y'all for continuing to rock with me. Again, I want y'all to get that Teach pack. Shout out to Teach Hanley, sponsor of the stream. 30% off your first order plus a free gift. That link is in the description. And then in addition to that, make sure that you tap in on the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. If you guys need to get in touch with me personally, email me at antondaniels413@gmail.com. And I'm going to make sure that I get y'all scheduled for a Zoom call or a personal call. More updates to come. Plan on updating the Patreon today. Today and tomorrow, I got 2 drops in the Patreon. So make sure that y'all stay tuned. I appreciate actually today, tomorrow, and um Wednesday. Today, tomorrow, and Wednesday, I got 3 different drops coming on, all back to back to back. So make sure y'all stay tapped in. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. You know how to get in touch with me. Make sure you hit a like for the YouTube algorithm on your way out the door. Same time tomorrow, we're going to cook up even harder every single day. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to holler at y'all later. I need y'all to do me one more thing before we get up out of here. One more favor before we get up out of here. Make sure you tell your family and friends. We don't want to be successful or rich by ourselves. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to continue to rock with y'all, continue to pour into y'all. I love y'all. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.